You're on mute now.
Don't know what is going on my stream. Right, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. Finally, the fucking. Do you know what? StreamYard sometimes is the most pathetic piece of shit I've ever dealt with in my life. It is annoying, but we are here for the Chelsea show. Obviously, plenty to get into this week. But how are we all doing? Obviously, a very, very stressful week for every football fan, apart from obviously Sled, who was very happy because neither way it didn't really affect him because he was like, "Yeah, I'm cool with the Super League." But how are we all doing?
Yeah, I'm very tired.
Right from FIFA, you're next.
I'm very tired.
We ain't forgetting about you.
I'm
yes, 100%.
I'm mentally drained. You know what I mean? I'm like so. Start of the week. Yeah, I mean, start of the week. Sunday, football had collapsed.
Yeah.
Tuesday night, football. I won't say rose again, but came back from one black hole. Just went back to the normal black hole. Essentially. So, yeah. I mean, as you can see, apart from the Tottenham protest, which was average like them, which they're going to put on their end of season DVD, I heard. Then Arsenal fans turning out. I would have thought they would have, because they had 3 days after. Wouldn't have thought they would have got out that many people. It's pictures I'm seeing. There is a ton of people there. Oh, and Perez can't say there's 40 fans there, and they know how. He knows how they got there, like he did the other day.
Yeah, so. Like, there certainly is a lot of people at the Arsenal protest. I've been chilling on a couple of channels, Republic of Arsenal, Red Cannon. I've sort of just been looking around, and the pictures are mad, sort of with how many there are. Obviously, Chelsea had their protest, and big up to the 40 people that were there. According to Florentino Perez, only the small 40 fans. I mean, we did have pictures, and as you could see, very little people there at all. Especially if you're looking from Madrid. I mean, if you're an old guy who is a fucking cunt, then yeah, it probably does look like 40 people. But FYI,
those 40 people are very powerful, aren't they? If there's only
well, clearly, if there was only 40 people to bring down one wanker, words I have for Perez, like the words I have for this cunt, he is an absolute piece of shit. And to be honest, I don't normally hate cunts, but oh my god, I will volunteer to have a wrestling match with this cunt. And I swear to Lord Jesus Christ, we'll do last man standing. That man ain't getting back up. That's for fucking sure. I'll go all Triple H on that cunt bastard wanker. I'm gonna start having fucking Tourette's at this rate. But
DJ,
you really feel evening, now. Guys. Sorry, I could not jump on today. Still at work. Big up to yourself, mate. We understand. But
no, can you not sugarcoat your feelings, please? Can you tell us how you really feel?
How I really feel. I mean, I don't normally do physical violence, but he's definitely one that I think I'd happily have a fight with for free. And I don't think he's going to lay a glove on me, to be brutally honest. But we'll start with the Super League. It's obviously the news that's dominated football for the entire week and probably will for some time. But I want to get everyone's opinions on what the hell Chelsea were thinking to start with. And in God's name, did Roman Abramovich lose his mind for a couple of days? Because this ain't Roman. Right? What he did is not him. But what's everyone's thoughts? I mean, the Super League, Chelsea being in it, what's your thoughts on Roman Abramovich now?
Daniel, you want to go through first, sir?
Well, I don't know what to say. I still trust him, but not as much as I used to.
My thing is that about a month ago, the Forbes interview talking about legacy and everything like that. How he wants to be remembered, stuff like that, and then he goes forward with this. There's loads of rumours out that obviously Man City and Chelsea weren't the leaders of this thing. There was a more fear of being left behind and financially, and having Barcelona and Real Madrid financially stable again, and possibly stopping Man City and Chelsea from becoming the top two powerhouses in Europe. I will say he would have any Chelsea fan that's really forgiving him should really understand that nothing happens at this club without his sign off. Okay?
Yeah.
So he would have been given the information. Now, whether that information was exactly what was correct and what was given to him is a different story. But he did sign off on it. And then whether it's like all the others, they weren't expecting this backlash, or the way it was presented by Perez or how it was handled by Perez, is probably not what he is used to, because he's a successful businessman. Okay? So there's no way, I don't think he would have foreseen it going this way, the way it was presented and everything like that. So obviously it's a PR thing. It's all a PR thing. He's got to step away from it, because it's just not what he probably thought when he signed up to it. But he did sign up to it, so you can't get away from that. He did sign up to it. So yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not at all saying Roman out, and anyone who's saying Roman out, I question you very much so. But yeah, he's got to build some bridges back again now.
I would never say Roman out. I just don't trust him as much anymore.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's got to build some bridges back now, because he goes about legacy and wanting to build a future at Chelsea and make them successful and everything like that, which he has done, but a lasting legacy. He's damaged that by signing up to this thing in the first place. I don't like the Super League. However, as I said to you now several times this week, I do think it's inevitable. But I think the next time they approach something like this, or if they do, it's going to be totally different. But I
don't think it is inevitable. I think if we we've stopped the Super League. Now we need to go for UEFA, because what the clubs are saying, right? Money, I fucking don't care, right? You lot have plenty of money. Stop being a bunch of cunts, right? Just because you want to get Erling Haaland on £1 million a week, fuck off. Go fuck yourself. Literally, I'm sick of people going, we ain't got no money. Yeah, you go fucking buy Mbappe. Like, fuck off. Right? Don't give me that bullshit. The fixture congestion, though, that is something I can get behind. Because, yes, this new format, more games, not okay. Right? Not okay. UEFA need to do something with the teams. That is clear. There needs to be a dialogue. They need to talk. This can happen under UEFA. Right? This doesn't need to be a Super League. This doesn't need that bullshit. Right? Because every team in Europe, if you win something, right, so Celtic or Rangers, they win the Scottish Prem, they deserve a right to be in that Champions League. Fact. Right? Because they've earned it. They've won their league. They're a champion. Right? The same with if you're in Hungary or Poland, wherever. Right? If you're in Europe and you've won your domestic league, you absolutely deserve a right to try and be in the Champions League. 100%. A team like Tottenham Hotspur, go fuck yourselves. Right? You're a tiny little club. Go fuck yourself. I'm done with you. Right? You're tiny. Right? My dick is bigger than your club. Right? And that's a fact. Right? You have no soul either. You have no history. You're just pathetic. Right? Pathetic. And I hope you enjoy Ryan Mason, because he's going to be your new long-term manager, because your chairman's a bit stingy, right? But the thing is, the reform can happen under UEFA. All of this can happen under UEFA. The dialogue needs to happen, but now we need to go for UEFA, right? That's going to happen. I'm going for UEFA. I've got the thumbnail ready. I'm just waiting, I think, for the time. So I don't want to overshadow these protests for the owners, because that needs to be first. I think get better owners into these clubs and you'll be in for a better shout. Yeah. But for me, we will be campaigning against UEFA on this channel. That's just a fact. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right. But the thing is, there needs to be dialogue, and we need to listen to what, not the owners, but a lot of what the managers say. I know obviously a lot of it can be hyperbolic in terms of, oh yeah, we're playing all these games, blah blah blah, and crying their eyes out, right? But something does need to change. This Super League will never come off the ground, because I just don't think domestic football want to see a European Super League. I just don't. But what about you, Sven? Obviously, you were for the Super League. Obviously, we won and you lost by the looks of it. But you can feel like Tottenham today. But no, what's your thoughts?
Okay, I was in for it. I support my team. UEFA and FIFA, we all know our shit. So I support my team, and I commend them for leaving, but it's not done. I hope next time they can boycott Champions League and say, you know what, we're not your cash cows, so we'll not be generating cash for you guys until you make these reforms. And they give UEFA A, B, C, D, like we want you to work on A, B, C, D. And we are not participating in UEFA, or rather, we are not participating in Champions League until our demands are met. Yeah. So I think what happened on Sunday.
It can't just be one-sided. It can't just be here are our demands, fix it. That's ridiculous, right? There needs to be open
the
dialogue.
clubs are the ones which are.
No, there needs to be open dialogue, because what's beneficial to Chelsea Football Club might not be beneficial to someone else, right? Like you know what I mean? Like
I saw
what's beneficial to Chelsea might not be beneficial to Rangers. So there needs to be open dialogue where everyone gets around the table and works together. It can't just be a bunch of commands shoved at UEFA and expect them to go fix it. That's just wrong.
Yeah. I think, was it Ike Gundogan who was talking about the new UEFA? Was it Gundogan?
Yeah, it was Gundogan. Yeah.
And he was making sense, because you can't come with a way of generating more money, adding games to players, and already you have like how many games on average? A top 16 gets like 60 games when they're participating in all cups in England, right? So you've come with, I think it's 4 more games, and you want these players to go out there and generate money for you or the club. I mean,
I don't want to be rude, but Plymouth Argyle play around 55 to 60 games if we have a cup run. So if we do well in the League Cup, the FA Cup, and the Papa John's Cup, we're playing a similar amount of games, and we've got considerably smaller squad. We've got considerable less finances. So why is it suddenly okay for a team like Plymouth, and that's domestically, to be playing all them games, but for Chelsea it's not? There needs to be reform everywhere. That's the issue. That for me, the Papa John's Cup needs to go. That's down in lower leagues, and I'll be doing potentially something around domestic competitions at a later date. But it just needs to be open dialogue, and there does need to be less games, but you can't close off a select few from the rest of Europe. That would just be totally against what we were all brought up for.
Can I just add something here as well?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm a bit of an old fart, so I've been around for years. And I remember the days when we used to only have one substitution. I was growing up in a day where we had 11 players, one substitute, and the players played in a 42-game league rather than 38 as it is now. Okay, we didn't have as many games in Europe because it wasn't like a Champions League stage, but you could end up playing about 50-odd games with a very small squad. So that's like equivalent to what it is now. Because nowadays you can make those 3 or 5 substitutes, which it is in the Champions League. So the squad depth nowadays, people can rotate a lot. So I don't buy into the too many games thing if your squad's managed correctly.
Yeah, no, I'd totally agree with that. Does anyone here think that the players, how do I put this without offending players, should they just shut their moaning up and just get on with their jobs? Like, as long as, look, and Bert makes a really good point there. You can rotate heavily. You can, these players, these squads, they have a lot of depth in them. especially if you're in Europe, because you have that money, right? So if you know you're going to try and fight on all three domestic competitions, and you're going to then fight in Europe, make sure your squad is capable of doing such a thing.
Yeah. I got listen because it's not as if they are when they fly. Oh, well, they're going all the way to Kiev or something like that. It's not as if they're flying in like cattle class planes or something. And even their coaches, the coaches are. It's not as like when we were at school when we were like dying of heat stroke on a coach. You know what I mean? These are all leather seats, air conditioned, spaced out for their legs and everything like that. And even on like game days, like I know like Man City, for example, they have accommodation there for the players to stay there, like for the home games, and they're all like nicely rested or anything like that. And I'm sorry, these guys get paid. It's the old truth. I'm very sorry to say these guys get paid a hell of a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? The only thing I will say is not the amount of fixtures. It's our own FA and Premier League who don't help out. Other FAs, and I credit other FAs like this. They help their teams in Europe. So say someone's playing on a Tuesday night or Wednesday night in Champions League, they'll move their game to a Friday instead of a Saturday. Do you know what? Something like that. It's just like because you can't tell me a TV company Sky can change. They can change it like that. They can add to their programming like that. I think the players, instead of like, why don't they actually just they seem to be thinking about themselves. Like, well, why don't you think about the fans? Why don't you lead a charge for the fans? Why don't you come out and say, why isn't my club helping our fans when we go away to these far eastern countries? Why aren't they paying for their travel or something like that? Do you know what I mean? It's like, why don't you come out and help the fans that way? It seems to be all about some of them. It seems to be about me. Like Ilkay Gundogan was like, oh, why aren't you thinking about us? Something like that. It's like, dude, you're a multi-millionaire, and you know what? You've had a very good 6 months, but apart from that, you're bang average in my eyes. Do you know what I mean? To come out and say something like that, it's like I don't like it, man. If you want to come out for a cause, it's absolutely fine. Come out for the fans. What help us, help them.
Yeah. No, you make some valid points. Hassan saying, I'm not calling you Chelsea fans or a Chelsea show until I see you guys tap the badge and kiss it.
Hang on. Hang on. See that? Hang on. See that, Hassan? Right. There you go.
I could kiss my Argyle badge, but it's not quite the Chelsea badge.
Chelsea badge,
but does anyone? What do people in here think that we need to do? As you mentioned, dialogue with the FA and getting more help domestically. Obviously, the money side of things, I'm not gonna listen to that. Right? I'm simply not gonna listen, because we even went through the figures last. It was one of the Super League's sort of streams. And I think 94% of it goes to the teams. Now, they're just annoyed because there's lots of teams that you have to take into account for. There's also 55 individual European FAs that they need to sort out. So instantly, that's 55 European teams. The fact that there's the top four and lots of teams means the pot is going to be smaller. Deal with it. You lot earn a lot from TV deals. You earn a lot from sponsorship. I want to hear the fact about money, right? Because at the end of the day, you lot have lots of money, all of them. It's just about how you spend that money. But what's everyone think? What needs to change in order to sort of quell this Super League ever from happening ever again?
Well, I think Perez did have a point. Some of his points, 95% of his points were a load of tosh. But 5% were okay-ish. And when he said when we're playing, sometimes you're not only interested when it gets to the quarterfinal stage. Some of the group stage matches are just basically dead rubbers. When has a team from Pot D ever got to the quarter-final? In fact, when has a team from Pot D beaten a team from Pot A? Hardly ever.
Mm-hmm.
So those games are really just pointless, I think.
Yeah, but you have to look at it from the other side, though. So let's check. Our goal's probably the same size as probably some of the teams you're playing against, right? For us, if we're coming up against Chelsea or Real Madrid or Barcelona, that's a cup final to us. That's the greatest day of our lives. Why should that get taken away because a select few don't want to play these extra games?
No, I don't think it. I don't think it has to. I'm more for the champions. You know, being like the top seed, you know what I mean, being the top seed. So then you could get a couple of groups of death. Do you know what I mean? Where the big boys play each other, something like that. I mean,
yeah,
I'm
that's a good idea, actually.
I'm all for that. I'm not all for this. What they've done the past 5 years in Europe, you know, they've been to 5 semi-finals, 4 quarterfinals the past 10 years. No, did you win it? If you won it, then you're in the top seed, or you won the league, you're in the top seed. So if Chelsea have to play Barcelona or Real Madrid in the group stage, it actually makes the competition better for me and has more eyes on it from the start. Because if they don't play them right away, it's then the build up to those, like, especially imagine the build up if they play each other like they're each other's third game in the group, you know, when they go like they play each other back to back. Imagine the build up for those 2 games for a group stage match. I mean,
I think that's a very good shout, actually. Do
you know what I mean? It's like you would get so much more eyes on the ball. It's like it's something like that. But
imagine getting like Basel in like a quarter final and them dumping you out because they've just shithoused an aggregate win. It's that sort of stuff that would make the Champions League better, in my opinion.
You remember Ajax a couple of seasons ago? I mean, Ajax have been dormant for years, but that run they put together, they knocked out Juventus and Real Madrid on the way to the semi-final. Do you know what I mean?
It was incredible.
They were 2 minutes away from a final.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like even Spurs' run all the way to the final is something.
That's even more incredible.
Yeah,
precisely. A small team making it to a final of the Champions League.
A very small team making it all the way to the final. A minuscule team make it all the way.
I just hope my dad never watches the content I make because he's a Spurs fan.
No, you escaped. You escaped now from the.
Hey, my mum's a United fan. My dad's a Spurs fan, so I picked our girl. I went straight down the middle and decided to go for the best team in the world. But Slen, what do you make of what Andrew said? What do you make about having a couple of groups of death? Because that United group this year was a group of death. I mean, Leipzig, PSG, United, with Istanbul, Başakşehir. Stuff like that makes you want to watch the Champions League from the start. Would you be up for that sort of layout, or what's your thoughts?
Yeah, Andrew has a point, and I think what we are seeing right now, where teams are seeded, I can't remember when it came, but I remember sometimes back we used to have those big games in the group stages, and you are looking forward for a game on Tuesday. Like at that time, I was living with my mom, and she couldn't allow me to watch the match in the house. So I used to go to those places. Like in Africa, we have those places that you go to watch a match. Like it's like a football center. I used to sneak out at night and go and watch. I remember there was a time Chelsea was playing Porto. I think it was they won the Champions League. No. Not that year. There was this time Chelsea was playing Porto. I slept at a match viewing center just because. I mean, there was that. You are waiting for a match and you're buzzing. Right now, if Chelsea is playing a team from maybe League Annals, and I'll be like, we will, we are going to win, and I'll not even be rushing home to watch the match. Like, I understand what Andrew is trying to say, and I think that can upgrade the gauges so that everyone will be looking forward for a Champions League match, like not a certain game for a Champions League match. I think that will bring more quality. And
Yeah.
yeah.
You're right. Because we 2006-7 season we had Barcelona in our group. They won the Champions League. So us, and we took 4 points off them in the group stage. So, and look at a couple of years ago, Tottenham had Barcelona and Dortmund in their group. Do you know what I mean? It's like, why not have more like that? Or is
and the year we didn't qualify, remember we had Shakhtar Donetsk and Juventus.
Yeah, we had
the year
Shakhtar,
after we won the Champions League.
Yes, I remember.
We scored the most. Yeah. We scored the most goals in that group, but we went out because of stupid head-to-head record. Do you know what I mean? We scored the most goals, but we went out.
See, I don't like that. I like the old-fashioned goal difference.
Yeah,
That's just me sort of being a bit stuck in my ways. It's always really been this goal difference. I don't like this head-to-head bullshit. No, just give me goal difference
as well. Imagine doing that for the league.
Oh no.
It's like head-to-head. It's like crap.
I would be egging the Premier League headquarters just like I'm gonna go egg the bird out.
I see. I could beat you twice in the league and finish on the same points, right?
Yeah.
No, sorry. I could lose. Yeah, some team could lose to another team, but both times in the league, but finish on level points. But they could have scored 30 more goals than the other team who beat them. But that other team would win the league because they got a better head-to-head record. That's insane.
Big up to Matt saying, "Don't mind me, just dropping in to remind everyone here of the Terry slip."
You son of a! You son of yeah.
Oh, you go.
That's what you forced me to do.
This is what I've missed. This is what I've missed over the last couple of days is rivalries and banter and just general football chat. I've missed it. But of course, reforms to the Champions League and UEFA and FIFA and the Premier League all needs to happen. But we mustn't forget the small person, because if we start forgetting about the small person, it just gets a lot worse and a lot worse and a lot worse. And I personally, representing all small teams, won't accept it. We will egg your stadiums. Right? I will order millions of eggs from Tesco's and egg Stamford Bridge. That is how we'll do it. All you will see is up and down the country is eggs flying all over the place. So we'll just egg everything.
And the other thing is, who are we going to loan our 50 players to as well?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think a lot of big teams forget this, because you lot require us lot to be playing competitive football to keep the competitiveness up in the Premier League. Because if we're not competitive, you're not going to be competitive. Because you're going to reach a height and then you can't get pushed any further because we're not being able to be competitive. So we have to be aware that, the football pyramid is a huge pyramid, but guess what? It all benefits each other in the end. And things like Leicester winning the title would never happen if it weren't for this football pyramid and if it weren't for Super League. Leicester got to play in the Champions League. Like, that is mega for them. That is huge.
Got to the quarterfinals on their first fight.
Exactly. That is huge. Right?
And
to get Champions League football.
You've got West Ham and Leicester in the top four this season.
Exactly. It's so huge for me. Lanzi saying, friendly reminder, Big Mark Noble is scoring the winner in injury time.
Nah, it's Mason Mount, buddy. We all know it's Mason Mount.
Moisey's going on a European tour.
Europa League European tour.
Tuchel's going to be playing Wi-Fi passwords.
That's still Man United's job for this season.
Man, I don't think there's any Wi-Fi passwords in the Europa League right now. Roma, United, Arsenal, Villarreal. I actually fancy Villarreal, arguably one of the most, they're a very successful, good Spanish team. Yeah, cheeky bastard.
Okay, they're like Emery, Mr. Good Evening.
No. Villarreal are just a really good team in general. They're like one of the top 5 teams in Spain. They're consistently good. I remember Villarreal.
Brilliant. Riquelme played for Villarreal.
Yeah,
great.
Like, I swear I saw, like, when I was a kid, Villarreal in the Champions League.
They got to the semi-final against Arsenal, and Arsenal knocked them out. That's when Arsenal got to the final.
Oh yes, I remember that.
They missed a penalty. Yeah, they missed a penalty to take extra time. They have
Kenny's saying, hello lads, just a reminder, West Ham are going to win 3-1. Mount will have to get out of Noble's pocket. Villarreal are 5th.
Yeah.
Right. That in La
Thank you,
Liga,
Kenny.
that's not in La
What was
Liga.
your
That's not
favourite
bad because if you think Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, I think it's Sevilla.
Think so,
It's not.
yeah.
Isn't it? They're above some big teams in Spain as well. If you think about Valencia, good way to shut down ignorance now. What, by egging places?
Yeah.
I can fuck it. I can egg everything, mate. That's not a problem.
Put Villarreal
In La
7th.
Liga,
No, there's only one thing better than egging. There's only one thing better than egging.
egg and flour.
It's putting this picture on all the stadiums.
Oh, Sauls will love it. They drew to people you're playing in the Champions League, by the way. Actually, no, Villarreal were 7th. To be fair, again, in La Liga, that's not actually too bad because think of the teams above them.
Yeah. The top 3 spots are always automatically filled by those 3 teams.
Yeah, they have 49 points and 18 points away from the 4th. Yeah, but context
no one's
needed.
expecting them. No one's expecting them to finish 4th.
To be fair, they aren't good, but they are nowhere near a Wi-Fi password.
Yeah,
exactly. That's sort of the point I'm getting at. But there's been obviously developing news with one wanker in your club, a really, really big wanker that is going to get egg, flour, and water. His name is Bruce Buck. Now I'm going to egg the cunt, then I'm going to chuck flour on the prick,
do what you want,
and then I'm literally drenching the cunt because he is a prick, right? Apparently, he is at the heart of the Super League. So if you really wanted to know where Chelsea's involvement really got into, take no further than Bruce Buck. What's your thoughts on this one?
So Bruce Buck's been chairman since 2003. So when Roman took over the club, he's a trusted advisor to Roman. Mm-hmm. Roman would seek his advice before signing off on something like this. Once again, Roman is not absolved of any blame whatsoever. Yeah. He did sign up, so let me just say that first before someone says, "Oh, you're not gonna blame Roman." No, Roman's it's his decision in the end. But Bruce Buck is also, or he was, on a few Premier League committees as well, or at least one, I think, and now he's been asked to resign. So he would have been spearheading this. He would have been in those meetings with the others, giving the information back to Roman to say, yep, it's a good idea. Some to sign up. Do you want it? Giving the information and then leaving up to Roman to say yes or no. Now, what I truly believe is what I said at the start, that Roman, I think Roman was told something, and then the reaction is something he was like not tolerating and going, nope, I can't, I'm not having this. We pull out, right? But the fact is, he still signed up. Bruce Buck, I'm very surprised there's not been any Chelsea firing. Very surprised there's not been a sacrificial lamb to say, yeah, we heard you, we're doing this. Chelsea have not even apologised.
Do you think that there should be a sacking? Do you think that Bruce Buck should lose his job?
Bruce Buck should lose anything to do with being on any FA committee or any Premier League committee.
Don't worry, I believe the 14 Premier League clubs are making damn sure
that is happening. I heard it.
Yeah, he should have no influence on that whatsoever. If that damages us, then that is a consequence of Bruce Buck.
I believe the 14 clubs, obviously, as you can imagine, I've been all over this, but the 14 clubs said they have no issue with your clubs. Right? They have no issue with your clubs. No, it's not. Yeah, they have an issue with these wankers. Yeah. The ones that I'm going to go egg. So they want Bruce Buck gone. They want Ed Woodward out of sight. They want the executive of FSG. Yeah. They want all of them. They said they can't work with them anymore.
But that's why I know. That's why now there won't. I don't believe there'll be any. People are calling for extra punishments for the top 6. I don't think there will be like points deductions.
I want the punishments to be for the owners.
Yeah, I can see that. But
fat ass fines. Give us your money, pricks.
That's fine. Listen. I would do something along the lines of you're not earning anything from the Premier League for 3 to 5 years. Next 3 to 5 years, look, they get like 100+ million for finishing wherever.
No, because that impacts the club. What I want to do is impact the owners. So I want Roman Abramovich to have to give over £600 million to the Premier League or to the EFL out of his own money, his money.
Yeah.
The same with the Glazers, the same with FSG, the same with ENIC, with the other wankers.
If they say we're going to find it, but it comes from the ownership, not the club itself, then I'm fine with that. Roman just paid 450 million euros for a yacht, and that's that to me. I think that's and he's got many yachts. That's loose change. 450 million. Like I've always said, I don't. No one knows what he's worth. No one knows what these guys are truly worth. They just guess. So I can see him doing something like that. I think he's going to work the PR thing where he's going to do nearly anything to make sure his legacy and his PR is back on track. But yeah, fines. You're right, because it's not the club's fault. They're at the mercy of the owners. Yeah. So everyone going, oh yeah, deduct them points, transfer bans. Well, then you're still punishing the fans. Yeah, you're punishing the players, and you're punishing the club.
Kenny's put thing is Bowie and Bolton weren't forgiven because of the fans.
Yes.
Look, my team has had a points deduction before.
Yes.
I'm dead against it. I think that is pathetic. It's shit. It's not worth it. What's the point, right?
Yeah.
So I'm dead against point deductions in any way, shape, or form, unless the club have acted wrong. So if the players out there have got into a 22-man pile-up and they've all smashed each other's heads in, then yeah, points deduct the team, right? But I don't agree with the whole points deductions endlessly because they don't really work, right? My team got a points deduction for nothing of our fault. It was our owners. We need to actually target owners and not the clubs. We need to find a way of getting to these owners because owners are far too easy to get away, right? They either need to be put in front of criminal proceedings. There needs to be something that they need to have an impact on them personally, not the club, unless the club gets into a punch-up. But what's everyone else's opinion on Bruce Buck and his, shall I say, pathetic attitude?
Well, the thing is, what he's got in common with Henry, the Glazers, and Kroenke, they're all American, yeah? And they wanted to turn us into franchises, basically, at the end of the day. And I could have seen the next step, if this European Super League had come in, I could have seen the next step was playing matches abroad, showcasing them in different countries. The other thing that I've envisaged happening was quarters, because if you notice Perez, remember Perez said about the 18 to 24-year-olds and their short attention span and whatever it was, and that was paving the way for me for an 80-minute match played over 4 quarters. And why? To maximize the advertising, etc. And this is the Americans, and they don't have that competitive thing. If you look at the NFL as well, you don't have, it's like an inclusive club, isn't it, with no promotions or relegations and things. So this was like just wanted to like Americanize the whole of this Super League, and that's another reason like I was against it as well. Abramovich said that Bruce Buck didn't tell him the full story of it, but obviously he's the owner at the end of the day, so he's got accountability as the owner. It's his job to find out everything about it, the ins and outs, and how it affected the club in a negative or positive way. So he has to take a fair share of the blame as well. But
I hear that. Before I was going to go as Lens and Daniel, some comments here. Matt saying they're also probably focusing on winning the Europa League. Villarreal would batter Chelsea. At least Roman started the dominoes. Canate to Liverpool confirmed. That's going to be really good.
Another injured defender.
I was just going to say he's the most injury-prone defender in the world, but congratulations. Velbashwan saying, that's happening. But Liverpool fans, don't let this overshadow what is going on with the club. FSG.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, don't let them. Oh yeah, we just signed this player. We'll just do this.
Every club's having a huge summer. They're all going to have big summers, but they'll go back. they'll go back to their old ways straight after.
Yeah.
So we should be punished with points deductions. As I said, points deductions don't help.
Doesn't mean
You're punishing, you're
Velvet
punishing fans still and the players, and that it's not
Velvet
their fault.
saying Matip is definitely going in the summer, and Nat Phillips will leave.
What?
10 points deduction this season and 20 points deducted for next season.
Sure, Landsy. Yeah, sure.
No, but I do understand the anger. I think we also need to be aware of where this anger needs to be going, right? So we need to be very clear on where we're directing this anger. But look, I hear the anger. I understand it completely. But Slen and Daniel, what's your thoughts on Bruce Buck?
He's a snake, just like Perez. Get him out. I don't want to waste my time with the guy. I don't want to waste my time with the guy. Thank you.
Short and sweet. I like it.
Not worth my time.
What about you? What about you, Slen?
There's been pressure from fans for him to resign. You can remember he got away with the stadium issue. There was this stadium expansion and this one family. I don't know if you guys can remember. I can't remember the whole story clearly, but he got away with that. And I know, I don't know what to feel about him, but he's clearly a survivor, and I see him surviving this one too.
That's really annoying, but yeah, I hear you. Just making sure that the links for the Liverpool show have been sent out. Valvishwan saying, yes, for Phillips will leave because he's too good to be on the bench. He would want to be a regular starter.
What, Naldinho? Naldinho
Phillips.
Naldinho Phillips, yeah. No, certainly not.
Naldinho.
But talking a bit about football, Connor Gallagher, obviously, he's at West Brom. There's reports that well, when I say reports, I mean more pundits' opinions. They're saying, yeah, he could get back into that Chelsea team. I'm not convinced. I'm really not convinced.
No.
Again, it's all about the love story in this, the romantic side. Oh, he's a youth player and we must play him. No bullshit. He's not good enough. What's your guys' thoughts on Connor Gallagher?
I'd like to see him another loan in a decent Premier League team. So, like maybe a Leeds, much to my chagrin. Maybe a Leeds, maybe even a Villa,
even a Brighton,
and someone like or a South. I said to say South. No, but someone, or maybe even a West Ham or something like that. That I need to see more of him because otherwise, listen, I'm sorry to say this. I'd love. It's all the old romantic thing. Players coming through, one of your own, yada. But we're not a club that does that. Okay, we're not a club that does that. We haven't done it before, Terry, for about 15 years. Mount and Reece James will probably be the next to be those Chelsea products to come through. Conor Gallagher, if he's good enough, okay, prove it at a better team. And when I say prove it, be a good player in that team, so that in summer 2022, if Tuchel is still there, because you have to say even now, if Tuchel is still there, he goes, do you know what? I'm going to save us £85 million. Do you know why I'm going to save us £85 million? Because this kid, Conor Gallagher, just had an outstanding season with Club A, Club B, something like that. I'm going to give him a run out. See how he does. If and just give him that experience in the squad, because all those young players will be another year older, experienced, whoever's left, whoever we bought in this summer as well, whether they hit the ground running. But for me, but no, I'll say this: if Tuchel wants him in the squad, I back Tuchel. So fine. Do you know what I mean? So, in my own opinion, it's not going. I don't think he is good enough yet. But if Tuchel wants him in the squad, put him in the squad. Tuchel wants, Tuchel gets for me. If he doesn't want Haaland, he wants Lukaku. Fine, I'm not bothered. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Stuff like that. So.
Yeah, no, I hear. What about the rest of you? What do you think about Conor Gallagher?
I think he's a decent player. He's had a good season at West Bromwich Albion. if he's coming back to Chelsea, I wouldn't mind him as a squad player because he's had that season under his belt. And he's got some of the attributes that were lacking. What I do like about him is he knows how to shoot from distance. We haven't got anyone in our midfield who's got that in their locker. He's a good box-to-box midfielder, but not as a starter, but as a squad player for me.
Yeah, no, that's fair. What about you, Slen? What's your thoughts?
I've watched him this season. He's good. He needs to improve on a few things. He needs to add a little bit of strength to his game. His passing is good, but he's still not Chelsea's quality. Like, he needs to improve a little bit. And I think alone to a team like Crystal Palace or even Brighton, or a team that is a decent one, a good one, one season, then we see what happens. But he needs to improve on a few things. Even that shooting, he doesn't do it often, and sometimes when he does, so there are a lot of things he needs to improve on, and can be a good player.
No to Palace. Not with that dinosaur Hodgson there. No to Palace.
But Frank Lampard, I heard that Frank Lampard may be taken over. I'm not sure how true that is. If he is, then probably.
Don't you guys think though? Sorry, Ty Jones. Don't you think if he came into the squad next season? Don't you think some of our fans would be the same as they are against our already youngsters that are in the team? That they just blast them no matter what, and it would just be. I'm just thinking of myself going, I don't want, we shouldn't hate our own players, but funny this is happening nowadays, which is really strange to me. But that clubs fans, there's like Man. I don't know I don't really have it at Chelsea yet, but they have like Man United, Pogba FC, Bruno FC, Marshall FC, all this bollocks. They're your players, you know what I mean? It's like I wouldn't. I'd have him on loan, but not Palace. Not if Roy Hodgson's there. Jesus Christ! You talk about Big Sam being prehistoric. Roy Hodgson, my God, he was there. He was there at the Big Bang. That's where he was. Jesus Christ!
What about you, Dan? What do you think of Connor?
About me, I watch all the Chelsea teams, not just main team. I watch the ladies, I watch the under 18s, under 23s. So I think we have to. I think he has to play like a different club, like a smaller club, like on loan. Because I don't think he's ever going to get in this Chelsea squad because we're very picky when it comes to those kind of players.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I would watch the Plymouth ladies, but I don't discriminate. They're just as shit as the men, and I just don't really need to watch two shit teams. One is bad enough. I don't need to go watching two of them. So if the women if the women can do better than the men, I might just fucking watch the women instead of the men. But at the moment they're both shit, so I'm gonna wait until they improve their
Chelsea women are on a quest for a quadruple, same as Man City, but hopefully
I suppose at least the women are keeping it fair. They don't want to overshadow the men, so they play just as shit as them. It's beautiful, beautiful to see. Velshwan saying watching Gallagher is similar to Kovacic, but he is a more physically stronger than Kova.
I have to admit, I don't watch West Brom games because I watch paint dry. Although it's me saying that they have scored 8 goals against us this season. But yeah, I've not watched him because West Brom games, unless they're playing one of the big six or Spurs, then I'm not going to watch him. So so I that's why I say if he went to someone like Leeds, then I probably would watch him more because I don't like Leeds, but they play some good football.
Yeah, I've watched him. I've watched him in a few games, and he's been decent every time I've seen him.
Okay.
For West Brom.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, I know that Tuchel's been quite impressed. Apparently, he's asked for some reports on him from what I've been reading.
Yeah, I mean that's what I said. If Tuchel goes, Tuchel might have the grand thing that he's going to be here for 4 or 5 years in his mind, whether that happens or not. But you might be thinking that what Man City have done with Foden, and just having like that training, that management with him for 2 or 3 years, has made him as good as a player as he is right now. Might be that type. That's why I don't want like Billy Gilmore sent out on loan. So if Tuchel stays, I want Billy Gilmore to learn from Tuchel. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't want him learning another style of football from another manager, then come back and having to learn something
that's
else.
The thing. These loans, people need to be really smart with loans, and you need to pick a team that plays a similar way to you. And if not, it is pointless.
How can we do that at Chelsea? We change our manager over 18 months.
Well, yeah, that's very difficult. You do need a long-term plan. Chris saying, sorry, lads, my internet keeps switching off, but big up. My internet hasn't shut off for 20 minutes. Lucky me. At least I got people coming over on the 28th. I watched him a lot when he was at Swansea. Yeah, that's about 5 days away.
He's a rich man. He should already have that done.
I watched him a lot when he was at Swansea. That's Velvet, that is some amazing knowledge there. I mean, what was he like at Swansea? I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Can I just say that was in the Championship, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want a big discussion about this. Sorry, guys, but Tammy Abraham scored a lot of goals in the Championship, and I'll just leave it like that.
But people say he's a Championship level player, but I don't think he is. I think he's like a mid-table to lower.
We're not doing
that.
We're not doing a Tammy debate. I'll summarise the Brighton game in one word. It was complete bullshit. Now move on. What is a successful season for Chelsea? What do you have to do this season for it to be considered a successful season?
Win the trophy, preferably the Champions League, top 4. Then that for me is success.
Yes, that's fair. Anyone disagree with that, or do you?
No, I think from what it's a recovery season for Tuchel. He's recovered us. If we finish top 4, if we finish it's third or fourth. Second is we're 12 points, so second's not a priority. Third or fourth, and if he gets the FA Cup, then I would see that as a good season. Good season for Tuchel. Very good season for Tuchel. A good season for the club, if you understand what I'm saying, from what we were expecting at the start of the season. So
I hear you on that. What about you, Slen? What is a successful season?
If we can beat Real Madrid home and away, that will
that will be fuck the rest of what you do. As long as you beat Madrid home and away, all
just
is
the Real
good,
Madrid double, just
beat Real Madrid home and away. Like next week, today's on Friday. Next week we beat them. Then the following week we beat them by like 5-goal margin. I will be very happy. Then off we one cup, the FA Cup, or even Champions League. If we beat Real Madrid,
I'm just going to jump for me. I'm just going to jump in. You were cutting in and out there more than I do with cake. But yeah, I don't know why you kept cutting in and out. It probably internet, but I think I've sliced cake more than you were cutting in and out. But Velvet Swan saying I'm the real knowledge, strength, and integrity. I mean that's fair. Chill, Vel. To be fair, Gallagher has better stats at West Brom than he did at Swansea. Well, I'd fucking expect him to. It is sort of knowledge and development and all of that. But Dan, what in your eyes, obviously, for two of them, it's top 4 and a trophy. For Slen, it's doing the double over Madrid. What for you is a successful season?
I mean, what I want or what I expect?
What is your terminology for a successful season this year?
Win the FA Cup, win the Champions League, and get top 4.
Oh, you're a hard time.
That I was just about to say.
After what happened, with the what.
Man, I hear it. It's Daniel isn't going to be impressed with just one trophy. He expects a double, which I suppose at the start of the season you could probably say is absolutely incredible. especially where Tuchel took over. The fact that you're even in the hunt for 2 trophies, one of which being the Champions League, is a complete madness. But the next bit I want to talk about before we preview the West Ham game, Barkley, Villa have said, nah, you're all right, thanks, we don't want him. What do? Do you sell him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You can't play. You can't play for a big club.
No.
He doesn't got it. He hasn't got the. You can always tell Ross Barkley. He has maybe a good 5 or 6 games, but you can always tell looking at him. He panics when he plays for us. He can't handle it, and I don't want to play like that. And I thought Villa, he had found his level, but obviously injuries and off form, he's now out of the team. But I wouldn't try. I wouldn't try and sell him outright. I don't know who's going to buy him, or try and include him in any deal, whether it's a swap deal or him plus cash. Him plus cash, maybe for Rice. I don't know.
Yeah, West Ham are keen on him because obviously he's
I don't think you're getting Rice, and the reason I say that is because whoever
he's done his cruciate knee injury, hasn't he? As well.
That's the thing as well. Going to the transfers. I mean,
it's is it Maria?
Yeah,
Marina Graskaya.
Yeah, she doesn't rate him. She don't like him.
That's fine.
Lampard spent about a year trying to convince her.
Yeah,
that he was needed, and she was like, nah.
I think she does rate him. I think the issue was that she didn't want to spend 80 million on a player we let go for nothing as a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
So had it been 40 million, similar to the Chilwell deal, had we got him for something like that, then we probably would have, but not for the amount that West Ham wanted.
But now, going back to the transfers and everything, I mean, I think it's going to be hard for the 6 clubs to negotiate with the rest of the Premier League this summer for transfers. I think they're gonna hold them. I think they're going to say one. You're going to say for you want him. Oh, what did you rate him? 70 million. Okay. Because of what happened, let's double it. 140 million. You know what I mean? Okay.
I still think these. I think
they want their money.
No, I think other teams will be smart about this. They will ask for more, of course. I think United are going to get. I think personally, Declan Rice is off to United. West Ham want Lingard. That's sort of perfect for West Ham. Look, you're going to lose Rice anyway. That's just a fact, right? He's gone. But if you can get Lingard in return plus a bit of cash for it, that's a very good deal, in my opinion. But what about the rest of you? Barkley, or does anyone not think Barkley shouldn't be sold? Does anyone think you should keep Barkley?
We should keep him. He's generational.
Shut up, Chris. You shut up,
Chris.
I hope your internet clocked out. Shut up, bro.
It's been going for 20 minutes now. Like, it just keeps cutting off. It's so stupid.
Good if you've got opinions like that.
Yeah. I think he's joking, but I get what you mean.
I know he's joking.
I know. Yeah.
Velvishwan saying hi, Peter, in the chat. So nice that you're not chatting nonsense in the chat for once. Yeah, we remember Peter. He was funny. Moyes only wants Barkley if we can't get Lingard. Lanzi saying our owners have always said no to any deal involving Lingard and cash or Rice. Well, that's just really stupid on their part. And also, owners say a lot of things and then do the complete opposite.
Yeah.
So that
no one wants Lingardinho.
For me, Nancy, that is a bargaining chip. What they're doing is they're basically saying, well, no, we don't really want to do a swap deal.
Yeah.
But then if the right swap deal plus the right amount of cash is put on the table, they're going to be like, oh, we can do that. They're just bargaining for more money, to be honest.
Yeah, look at Leicester.
And also, West Ham don't want to lose Lingard. He's been so important to their team in the second half of the season.
You'll be in top 4 if it wasn't for him.
Yeah, so I do think that is an element of they're playing hardball. They're just trying to get more money. Look
at Leicester. Look at Leicester last 2 summers with Maguire and Chilwell. Not going to sell him. Yeah.
So Declan Rice is going. They're just trying to get more money for him.
Yeah.
But as Lanty's in the chat, West Ham preview. What's everyone think the score's going to be?
Huh.
Go on, with Chris.
I'm going to say 2-0 win to Chelsea. Timo Werner goal.
You always say that. You always say Timo Werner goal.
I love it until he scores. He's doing it until he scores.
Yeah, he's trying to win it. Says, like on Tuesday, we did a little thing. Yeah, Timo Werner's going to score. Man City, against Man City FA Cup, Timo Werner's going to score.
I have to keep saying,
It's the same thing.
I'm going to be right one day.
You're the version of Johnny for Timo Werner. That's what you are now. You're coming.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
No,
yeah.
I don't get too offended or bite too hard when people like when they come at him. Maybe a little bit of Kazi, but because Kazi just slanders him.
So Andrew, what's going to be the score?
I don't know. I'm hearing a lot of rumours that Lingard, Rice, and Antonio are all injured. I don't know how 100% true that is. I know Rice and Antonio didn't play against Newcastle. Lingard did, and he
Lingard is okay.
Lingard's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know? I'm gonna listen. Chelsea hat on. I'm gonna say 2-1 Chelsea. But I probably, if you're gonna pin me down, I'll probably say a draw, maybe a 1-1, something like that.
Yeah.
Which doesn't help either team. It doesn't help either team really.
I'll be on the same points as Liverpool.
What about you, Dan? What score go be?
3-1.
That's a shout.
Lingard will score. Lingard will score for West Ham.
What about you?
Well,
I'll go with 3-0. I think that's what happened when we met last time, and I think Abraham is coming on for this game, and he will score too.
No, that's worse than Chris's Werner tape. I think Tammy Abraham is never playing.
Right, yeah, no.
The reason why I don't think we'll score many. Like,
I'm going Werner Havertz now.
Yeah. The reason why I don't think we'll score that many is because West Ham are fighting for top four. The reason why I said for West Ham, they weren't fighting for anything. No, Crystal Palace, sorry. They weren't fighting for anything.
Yeah.
So that's why I went a high score. I don't normally go super high scores.
3-0. That is. Do you know what? I expect you on the match reaction tomorrow night, because I expect you to be defending yourself massively tomorrow.
The last time I said we'll win 3-0, we went ahead and won 4-1. So maybe.
Yeah, but this is
just
like.
I said 4-0, we won 4-1. So.
Slightly different position.
Yeah, it's also a slightly different
5-1
team.
and it was 4-1.
I mean, I know you expect us to beat Real Madrid home and away, but I would expect. It's like.
So we are going on this mad run where we will beat West Ham 3, we go and beat Real Madrid 2, and we beat Fulham 1-0. Then we beat Real Madrid again.
Hold up a fucking minute. So. You're going for 3-0 against West Ham and 1-0 against Fulham.
1-0 against Real Madrid. Yeah, against Real Madrid as well. 1-0, 1-0.
We'll be conservative against
Real Madrid 2-0
against Fulham.
Oh, 2-0.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I see it. What about you, Burton? What's your thought on the score?
Insane.
Yeah, we're gonna win this one 1-0. It's whenever Chelsea need to get a victory, we tend to get it, and it's what the ones I expect us to win, we don't. The ones I'm a bit worried about, those are the ones we win. So I'm a bit worried tomorrow.
Right.
So I think
I can understand 1-0. 1-0's fair, but 3-0 is absolutely.
No, 1-0. Yeah, West Ham are going to play.
I said 3-1.
Defensive. We don't
I said
score a lot.
3-1's hardly better.
3-1 is still slightly absurd. Velvishran is saying 5-5 draw. He's predicting.
We're going to lose to Newcastle. What about Newcastle?
He's predicting a very high score there. 10 goals. I mean, that would be good for the neutrals, I suppose. Chris tried saying Timo Werner will not score, then he might actually score for once. Lanzi saying 1-0. Berehimas to score.
Ben Rama.
Benrahma, whatever. An attacking
on goal. Benrahma on goal.
in his career against Chelsea, like Arnautovic, something like that.
I wanted Benrahma at Chelsea. That's why I said know him.
Chelsea rarely beat us at home. There is that element of it as well. But we have come to that stage of the show where your ball knowledge gets tested quite a bit. Now, because of incidents with the United bunch, the rules have slightly changed. So I still want the score, the competition, and the year. But this time you get 45 seconds to look at the picture before I yank it back down off the screen. So this is so you get 45 seconds to look at it. You need to have the answer within, you get a look at the picture for 45 seconds. You can do what the fuck you want for the next couple of minutes, but there will not be that picture on the screen. So are we all ready?
Yep.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Unless Andrew is
ready, then yeah.
I think Andrew like the quiz master, so you might want him ready for this.
Yeah, I'm ready. Sorry, I'm ready. Yeah, sorry.
Right. Let's
I don't know how you remember so far back. Oh, okay. This is.
Shit,
Yep. I have no idea. Let me zoom.
FA Cup in it.
I think so. I don't know the team.
Bradford City. When we lost 4-2.
That's not Bradford. It's not Bradford.
Isn't it?
It's not Bradford.
How are they?
I don't.
Burnley. Is it?
No.
It's got to be Bradford City. It's got to
Not
be.
Bradford. It's not Bradford. They don't play in those colours.
Oh.
I don't know.
Ooh,
Why does
that's-
it look Why does it look like one of the City badges with the wings on the side and the blue thing, but it's not? It's it's not.
I'm guessing League Cup. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't even know the players.
No, I don't know the
They
team.
look
I don't know
like
the team,
penalties.
so-
That is it. I've decided I'm going to swap it to a minute. You get a minute. So,
Okay.
what's your answer?
I don't.
anyone-
I'm
I might be
guessing
wrong, but I'm just going to say it.
I'm guessing
You
League Cup.
want to go with Daniels or?
It's not Bradford. It's not Bradford.
Okay.
They
What
play-
team would
they-
you reckon?
I don't know. It's not Bradford though, because Bradford don't play.
Burnley
that
can
kit.
play in those colours, kinda.
They do, but I don't think it's even Burnley.
Is it?
Looking at the badge, it's not Burnley. So
To say it's League Cup, we
West-
lost on penalties.
No, it's not West
We
Ham.
lost. I know we lost on
Newport?
penalties.
no.
Yeah. Might be Northampton. Is it Northampton?
Oh, it might be actually. No, I'm going to say Northampton League Cup, and I haven't got a clue what the year is.
I think it was a 1-1 draw. And we lost on penalties.
All right, there we go. We'll go with that. So Northampton,
Jeez.
1-1 draw, lost on penalties, League Cup. We'll go like that.
I just don't know what year it is.
I don't know what year.
What year?
2000 and
You may as well pick a year.
2017. I'll just put that.
17.
Okay. So, picture number 2. And remember, you get a minute. So, off we go.
That'd be easy.
Oh,
Okay.
2000
Everton.
Premier
Right.
League away at Everton 3-2.
Everton. Yeah.
2006.
Yeah.
Drogba,
Yeah, let's go with
Yeah.
Andrew.
on the volley.
Is it 2006 or is it 2007, guys?
Chest and volley.
Is that chest and volley turn
Chest and volley turn. Yeah. Yeah.
against
Yeah.
Everton?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that then. 3-2. 3-2, Premier League, 2007.
Hang on. 2006.
Let's do 2006 then.
2006, yeah, I'm saying 2006.
Is that one locked in?
Yeah. 2000.
Yeah, Luke. So
Yep.
Yeah.
So you only took 45 seconds in that one.
that one was so hard. Like, couldn't even
Right.
tell what it was at all.
There's one was on.
Picture number 3.
It matter against.
Oh, Premier League, 4-2.
Friedel, Brad Friedel.
4-2 Spurs, 2012.
Yeah, it's got. Yeah, say 2012. Looking at the kit.
Okay. The Chelsea lot seem to really do this quickly. That one took you 15 seconds. So, picture number 4.
Oh, this was 2000.
So 2000 and 2019.
Yeah.
2-1 versus Villa Premier League.
Yeah, wasn't where he assisted Mount as well?
Yes, he chested it down. Assisted Mount. Yeah.
Didn't Mount get a goal and an assist?
No,
as well.
Reece James got the goal for Tammy. That Tammy headering off a Reece James cross.
Oh, so Mount got a goal.
Clip that because he doesn't header a lot of goals like that. So clip that, will you?
Yeah, clip it. Yeah.
And last picture is this one.
This was.
So this is 2015.
Swansea, isn't it?
2015, I want to say 14.
2015 Premier League 5-0 away to Swansea.
Swansea away.
Yeah.
Okay. So they've done the quiz. They've done the quiz.
It's the first one.
For not doing it as long as everyone else does.
Guys, it's the first one that's going to cripple us. So
did it very, very quickly. So the second one you said was Everton 3-2 in the Premier League in 2006.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Yes.
The third one you said was Tottenham.
Wait, what about the first one?
Go back to that.
I'll get to that one. The third one you said was 4-2 against Spurs in the Premier League in 2012. Yeah. That is all three correct there. The fourth one you said was Villa 2-1 Premier League 2019. You are correct. The last one you said was 5-0 in the Premier League in 2015. You are correct. Now the first one, it was Burnley. But you did get the score right, so you do actually get a point.
Nice one, Daniel.
You don't actually need to guess the team. The team helps you with identifying the score.
Sorry, yeah.
But you get a point for the score, so you actually got a point for that. It was in fact in the Carling Cup or the EFL Cup, League Cup, however you want to call it. Yeah. But the year was 2008. So Chelsea this week end up on 14 points.
Wow, good job. Good job.
It was just the team. It was just the team. Sorry, guys.
That means
we were team there.
Daniel, you got the score right.
I know I got the score right, but
guys. Go on.
Shut up.
Sorry, sorry, Niall.
That actually means that you are 5 points in front of Arsenal because they ended up with 9 this week. But
too much
that's their position in the league, isn't it? Like, so
did they protest their score?
That would mean they're 4. They didn't. Obviously, joint top at the moment is Liverpool and United. I'm looking forward to them. The quiz in the United one will be the starter because I have to run away early today.
Good job on the first one, Daniel, mate, with the scoreline. Good job.
Yeah, you very lucky. Very lucky.
I just didn't know that.
Whoever did say Burnley, if he did say Burnley, sorry.
I was thinking Burnley because of the kit, but that's my.
He did say it could be Burnley because of the.
I was just saying because of colours, but.
I was thinking of their badge that they've got now, and thinking, have they changed it since then?
Yeah,
caught us out. But good job.
That was a hard one. That first.
Good job.
I do normally count. I've caught United out. I know I've called them out a couple of times at least.
I was that Everton one as well. I was thinking, is that late 06 or is that early 07? I think we just guessed that one. So.
Some comments here. Bahama versus Alonso.
Chilwell
will play.
Big up to RJ who's saying big up the panel. Obviously, RJ.
Yeah, big up RJ. Hashtag Glazers out.
Obviously, Also check out for the new thumbnail on the United show because they're the only club with actually identified colours for their protest, because they always have. So the thumbnail actually matches their protest, and that thumbnail will stay there until the United fans have got what they want, which is the Glazers out. So that could be the permanent new United thumb for
same as Norwich.
Yes, same for Norwich. But we have come to the end of the show there. Obviously, Chelsea walking away with 14 out of 15. They still need United and Liverpool to majorly slip up. I think there was a big points gap. I need to put the points.
As long as we're above Arsenal, I ain't bothered.
Well, I think you need like. Hold on, I wrote it down somewhere.
I think they need
Is
to
this
like
is this a tally thing and when the season ends? I'm guessing, right?
There's going to be a big quiz. There's going to be a big quiz at the end of the season for.
We did come late to the party, guys. We represent ourselves well. You know what I mean?
No. The quiz started when you were right.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, fine, guys. Guys, it was that week we got 10. It was that week we got 10 that crushed us. It's the week we got 10. Remember? A couple of weeks
we got 15, 15, 10, 14, innit?
So you were.
The lineups are the easiest parts.
You're 7 points behind United and Liverpool at the moment. So you need them to have a couple of howlers, but judging by what I've done to them, that is more than possible. Especially United, they could be toppled today.
Yeah.
But we'll be back at 7 o'clock. 8 o'clock for the Liverpool show. It's been a long week. It's been a very long week.
Niall's on fumes at the moment. He's just running on fumes.
Yep.
What do you guys think about Jorginho's
Are you still
comments?
not over
to me,
that
it doesn't
battering
bother
against
me.
Charlton yet?
The Jorginho comments don't bother me one bit. Actually, like
I don't.
he can say it.
Yeah.
I'm not heard what he said really because
what he said was true.
He spoke. He said
the same thing that Lampard said under AVB. That was it.
Yeah, exactly.
But people give Lampard a pass because he's a legend.
Yeah.
That's the main reason.
No one's getting any free passes, but we've come to the end of the show because I'm back in 38 minutes with the Liverpool boys. They've had a couple of shit days as well, so we'll get into that one with them at 8 p.m. as well. But before we go, please make sure you've left a like on the video, you subscribe to the channel with notifications on. Go check out our Twitter at Let's Talk EPL and our Instagram at Let's Talk EPL _. But Andrew, where can they find you, mate?
So I'm under the Winter Surfer on Twitter. There's a pinned tweet for my channel, The Nexus, on there. I'm with Willem Prime on that one, geek culture stuff. I'm also part of KH and Football. There's a link on the Twitter there as well. We're about 20 subs away from 1,000. It's the slowest part getting to 1,000 is in this Twitter thing. But once we get there, we'll hopefully move on. But yeah, please come and watch that. I know Real Chris and Daniel are on that channel. The rest of you guys are more than welcome to come on that channel anytime you want. Strong TV, watch on to Chelsea Wrestling Show, Everything But Football Show. What else? This channel, obviously. Subscribe to this channel. This Chelsea show, which actually, when I've had a bad week, I actually look for. It makes me, smile because I like talking with you guys about this and looking forward to this. And whenever Noel wants me on this channel, I'll be on and I'll be around. So yeah, please follow me on that. So
100%. Daniel, where can they find you, mate?
You can find me on Twitter at CFC Daniel MTG, and I'll always be supporting all channels that I can that deserve it.
100%. Where can they find you, Chris?
Oh yeah, people can find me at Twitter at RealChris50, and support any channels. Like I'm everywhere pretty much at this point. So yeah.
100%. And Slen, where can they find you, mate?
They can find me here every time we have a Chelsea chat. And on Twitter, it's at Shedent2. On Instagram is at Official Slen and the Shed End. Yes, yeah. And on YouTube, it's the Shed End. And on Telegram, you can search Let's Discuss Chelsea.
100%. Go check all of them out. And Burton, where can they find you, mate?
Yeah, my YouTube channel, Burton Borders. Check it out if you haven't done so already. On Twitter, I'm MaxiBCFC, and I've also got Instagram, and that also comes under Burton Borders. Yeah,
100%. Make sure everyone goes check them out. Of course, massively helps everyone out. We'll be back in 35 minutes for Liverpool boys for the Liverpool show. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the quiz later on as well, with Sonny, Tom, and Thiago's father. Great panel there. The United lot, that's still being organised. RJ's sorting that out for me. I try, and then RJ, lovely enough, picks up the slack for that. But I have made him a new thumbnail, so I do my bit. But a big thanks to everyone watching. As I said, we'll be back in 35 minutes for a Liverpool show, so make sure you go check that out. Go check everyone out. All links are in the description. A big thanks to everyone watching, and we will see you in a bit.
Cheers.
Okay, thanks.
See ya.
Bye.